Hi, hello, this is Jules the Human here. Welcome to Gaming Gone Weird, a show all about the weird, interesting, funny, but very real news that is going on in the gaming world. I'm one of your hosts, Jules the Human, and for the past couple weeks, I had been searching and scouring the world for my perfect co-host, and we had some really good ones, but she was not the one that we see here today. We have our own Cresta Starr traveling across the United States back to us from TwitchCon. Cresta, welcome to the show and welcome back.
I missed you guys. I hope you guys missed me. Jules, I missed you. How is everything? How are you guys? How is everyone today? How are you, Jules?
I guess my voice is going out. Oh my God, I've been streaming so much, but everything's good. I'm excited for you to come back. I'm excited for you to be here and for us to talk a little bit about like scary games, some scary stuff, because Halloween is around the corner. It is spooky season, but I do want to ask you, how was TwitchCon and how was everything? And tell us everything. They've been hearing me talk for 2 weeks. They don't need to hear me talk anymore. Tell us what you did, what's going on. And I think I have some pictures and videos to go along with that.
Okay, awesome. Guys, I'm going to just give you the highlights because so many things happened at TwitchCon. I know there was a lot of weird, sad, but not weird, ha-ha things. So I want to give you the weird, ha-ha things. Let's get back to the happiness. So on Friday, there was a drag showcase about the wonderful drag queens that may perform or just play games on Twitch. It was hosted by Bitch Pudding and Deer, which was really nice. And I didn't know Bitch Pudding was the winner of Dragula Season 2. Drag Trasley, Kiyoshi Yoroha, I hope I said your name right, please. I hope I didn't butcher it. London Bradshaw, Marisol Lords, Mia Easylay, The Wicked Rival, and Biddy B. And Biddy B put on a killer performance of Into the Unknown, live vocals. It was so good. It really made my Friday, and I encourage anyone who can go ahead and find it's probably all over their social media. Find these girls, see their performances. 10 out of 10. My Friday was made because of that, and now I want to do drag. We're breaking all the norms. I want to do drag, video game drag, Cresta Starr right here.
That'd be dope. Yeah.
So there was Saturday. Saturday was really nice. I will say, with all the controversy around the foam pit, there was another foam pit that didn't get any love. There was a Wendy's foam pit that had you battle with French toast sticks and you would fall into fries.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you actually went in the little foam pit that had all the news going. We didn't actually talk about it in the show because that was like real bad, but they had another Wendy. Is this a thing? Do we need a Gaming Gone Weird foam pit?
There were 2 foam pits. The one that had all the, like I said, the controversy, that one was right in the front. It was the main big one. There was another one in the back where literally it was, remember American Gladiators used to come on like ABC back in the day? They literally had like a long French toast stick that you could see like fake syrup. It was so funny. It was so I wish that foam pit got more love, but you know,
my God,
it's unfortunate.
We got the lame Lenovo one, and there was a whole Wendy's foam pit that no one's talking about. That's the controversy.
Justice for the French toast sticks.
Okay, so that was on Friday. You went to go see drag. Now you're inspired to do drag. What else did you do?
So on Saturday night, there was the TwitchCon party, and going into it, I knew Megan Thee Stallion was performing, but it was Meet Me at the Altar, which is a great indie band that I'd never heard of before, but their music was 10 out of 10. I was late because, you know, I'm late all the time. And I heard them as I was walking into the venue, and this girl's vocals were clear as day. I don't know this woman's name, but her vocals, 10 out of 10. Then it opened with, after this opening act, it was Kim Petras, and a lot of people didn't know who Kim Petras was, which was crazy to me because I'm a Kim Petras stan. Mm-hmm. So she's doing things from her album, the latest one, which I won't say because we're trying to keep it monetized over here.
Sure.
But it has a pop, and people are like, "What is this?" And by the end of the night, she was like, "What's my name? Throat, go. It's the name of a song. Don't judge me." But it was really cool. And if you didn't know who Kim Petras was before that show, you knew who she was by the end of the night. But my highlight, seeing Meg Thee Stallion in person, she has a line where she says, "I bet your jaw drop if you ever see me." Yes. And she was
Correct.
pulling up the hotties on the stage. And why did Master Chief get on the stage?
I was gonna ask you about this. Is this from your phone? Like you were
Yes,
there?
I was in the pit.
Okay, so this is from Cresta's phone, from Cresta's POV, what you're about to see right now. Oh my god.
Honestly, when they were chanting the first time for Master Chief to go on stage,
Oh,
all I could think
no.
of is what's about to have happen right now.
Yeah.
I was sports entertained, and when it happened, the whole crowd went berserkus circus. It was the purest moment of what TwitchCon encapsulated because he's just dancing like a Master Chief would, and I was like,
Yeah.
10 out of 10. And the funny part is afterwards, people on Twitter, I guess Xbox thought that they did an activation with Meg Thee Stallion, like, who authorized this? Who did this? Who authorized? Like, no, it's literally a cosplayer. But now that you see, come on.
Now, yeah, pay these
Bungie,
creators.
Xbox,
I know
Microsoft.
somebody was probably like, wait, how much money do we spend on Megan Thee Stallion? The pull, how much is he's on stage? What are we doing? And then he's like, no, it's just some guy. I don't know who it is. It's Steve.
His booking fees are through the roof now. It was so pure. It was genuine. And I had a really, really good time. And that was Saturday night. Now on Sunday, there was a lot of merch being given away because people are like, I don't want to take it. I got this snazzy shirt. It is a Street Fighter printed t-shirt. And it has the Twitch icons. It's really cool.
Oh, that's
I enjoyed it. All they had was a small. This is not my size, but you know what? It's my size today.
Yeah, for sure.
But unfortunately, Sunday was like really overshadowed with all the news that was coming out about the things that happened at TwitchCon, whether it be with the Lenovo phone pit or the meet and greets with other people. But I have a bad habit of I'm going to go and have a good time.
Sure.
Mind my business. And it kind of sucks because I think that TwitchCon overall was a positive experience for many, but also not as a positive experience for a lot of people too. And if you weren't there reading about it, you might be like, I'm never going to go, which I wouldn't encourage, but I had a great time. And I encourage anyone who, if you have a streamer or friends to go to cons, you know,
sure.
Just be safe. Wear a mask. Very important. We're giving out really cute masks too.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah, it was a little daunting. I mean, reading about it and reading all the bad stuff, but then like seeing people that were streaming it there, they were like having a relatively good time. They were hanging out with friends, meeting new people, and saying hi to a lot of people. So I know to the people that are not in the clique of online gaming or online entertainment, they're gonna see it as like, you know, maybe my grandma will be like, oh my god, have you heard of that TwitchCon? Everybody's breaking backs and stuff. And it's like, no, it's not. It may have happened, but there's a lot of good there. I don't know. It's up in the air. Let us know. Would you go to TwitchCon next year? Would you consider it if it was a little bit safer and maybe like a little bit smaller? Let us know. You can support us over on the KYN chat, kynchat.com. If you just type it in, kynchat.com, and you get your question or comment read on the show, or you can do the YouTube. What are they called? Not memberships. Super chats. YouTube super chats. I have not done this in a while. YouTube super chats. Right there, it should be like a little medallion or a little money sign, and you could support the show, and you can get your question or comment read on the show. But everybody, welcome back, Cresta. So awesome to have her back, and I would like to know what is the question of the day. We like to get started with the question of the day, and we're talking a little bit about horror games. So what is today's question of the day?
Spooky ooky. So the question of today is, what is the title of the first video game to feature zombies? Ooh, dun, 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 dun. So we got a multiple choice to make it easy for you. Is it A, Resident Evil, B, Entombed, C, The Evil Dead, or D, Zombies Ate My Neighbors? Again, the question is, what is the title of the first video game to feature zombies? Is it A, Resident Evil, B, Entombed, C, The Evil Dead, or D, Zombies Ate My Neighbors? Guys, we're going to type it in chat if you're here with us live, and leave a comment at the end of this video, or pause it right now. If you're watching this later on YouTube, pause it, type your answer, and then watch us, and then you'll figure out the answer.
Yeah, we'll give you the answer of that question at the end of the show, so you can keep keep watching and we'll give it to you. But the way that this is going to go down is we're going to talk a little bit about some of the news that is going on that happened this week or currently going on, and then we're going to talk about our top 5 horror games, or we're going to talk about some spooky games, some stuff that's already out, and some stuff that we may have checked out, and we kind of want to point you in the right direction of what to check out in this holiday Halloween season, and we'll get to that towards the end of the show. But Cresta, have you ever played the board game Battleship?
I used to be nasty at Battleship.
Okay.
I have 2 brothers, and they would always punk me. So, you know, when we had to play board games like Scrabble, Battleship, and Stratego, I always had to be, I ain't seen here. Because they always would put it around the edges like I was stupid. So I figured out their plans, and it's like, let me check the 4 corners. And if I hit one, I see what's happening here.
So that's the strategy. You got to hit the 4 corners. You got to, I don't know. It's so difficult, but it's a lot of fun. And the Twitch streamer at Point Crow is going to be doing an IRL Battleship fight in the ocean tomorrow. So he has it planned tomorrow to do 10 boats here in the water and to fight somebody. Twitch chat chooses pyrotechnics. Coming up tomorrow. He has no sponsors. It's all out of pocket, and he says it's one of his biggest things that he's ever done. This can go kind of wrong. Yeah, exactly. Are they just boats? Are you going to be launching the pyrotechnics like actual like Battleship style, or are they just going to explode? Twitch chat integration.
Is it going to be one person on one side? How are you going to have the point of view? Is it going to be like literally Yu-Gi-Oh, where you've got Yu-Gi-Moto on one side and Kaiba looking down on the arena?
Okay,
that sounds
I like
cool,
that.
But it also sounds really expensive. Are you blowing up toy boats? Are you making a little dinghy? Like that was a big area.
100 feet by 100 feet. That's bigger boats. And are they real boats? Do you have to buy the real boats? You're making their boats? I don't know.
Something, we're gonna need a bigger boat, something.
So that's happening tomorrow. Check up on at Point Crow to see how it goes. I'm very curious because this is very random. We've seen bigger productions on YouTube, bigger productions sometimes on Twitch, like game shows and stuff. Yeah. But this one feels like something could happen. So I kind of want to tune in. Whether good or bad, something really cool could happen.
Yeah.
And he could be facing somebody that we know, some famous person. I don't know. Maybe The Rock. Point Crow versus The Rock.
The Rock for president. He's such a lovely person. Same birthday. Hi, birthday twin.
What?
May 2nd. Come on now.
Wow. I didn't know that. That's cool.
See, we're trombone twins. Me and The Rock are birthday twins.
I want to be connected to The Rock. I'm going to go see Black Adam tomorrow.
And you know me, and I'm his birthday twin. Come on. 2 degrees of separation. Cool. But
let us know. I don't know. Let us know your thoughts about the Point Crow Battleship fight that's happening tomorrow. Send us a super chat or KYN chat, kynchat.com. Some more news going on, and you actually brought this up to me. The Defend the Northeast's largest major fighting game tournament is happening this weekend in Brooklyn, New York. Has this been like a thing that's happened a few times? And tell me a little more about it.
So Defend the North, I know, started before the Pico de Gallo, and I went to like the first or the second one. And if you have never been to a fighting game tournament, it is not like your esports events. It is a hangout where you get to see all your older brothers and cousins playing video games in the back talking trash. It is the best experience. Honestly, out of all the tournaments I've been to, that was the funniest tournament I've ever been to. It's really homegrown talent. And I think that the way that it works is that this also goes for points for the Capcom Cup Tour for whatever it is to culminate at EVO. So this is like one of the biggest pit stops in the Northeast, which is really cool. I mean, we got the shirt on to represent. They had a bunch of Street Fighter games, and the tournament is still going on as we speak this whole weekend.
Can you tell me, because all I see these clips going viral of like Call of Duty tournaments online where they're like, let's go, you suck. Oh my God, like get out of here, whatever. Is it a better environment than that? Because like I want to go to somewhere like you're saying, cracking jokes, silly, but also maybe a little intense, but still sort of silly. Is it kind of the vibe? Or is it super masculine intense?
I'm not gonna lie to you, Jules, because I just got back.
I want to know.
So from personal experience, it really depends on who you go with. I feel anywhere where there's competition and people can smell their own balls, so to speak, there's going to be I gotta win.
Sure.
There are some crazy hype moments that if you're with the wrong people, it might be like, oh, well, that person shouldn't have did that.
Sure.
And if you're with the right people, you're like, oh my God, is this really happening right now? So it really depends on who you go with. But I will say it is very much like it's calmed down a lot because there used to be players that would really get on stage with you, be like, you suck. You suck. Look at you while they're beating you up. And you're like, yo, don't do that. But I haven't seen that in quite a long time.
Okay,
so
cool.
I will say if you go to any sort of major or a local where you see people, it can get really hype, but it really depends on the group. And I say that for almost anything.
Sure. But yeah. So we have for the first day, and I also pulled a little video.
Come on, video.
Some of the winners here. They're playing Smash Bros. Ultimate Doubles, PK Kristen Suarez, Smash Bros. Melee Grand Finals winner Dr. Lobster. They're playing Mortal Kombat 11. It's a lot of games.
Yeah. I mean, if you've never seen a fighting game tournament, I always tell people start with the biggest one, which is Evo. It's like the League of Legends Worlds. It's like the Olympics of fighting games, if you will. And they do all of the hype moments, but these are the pit stops on the way. And you get some really hype matches. I would say go out of your way to look up. So there's a funny moment of this guy playing against another guy. And I know that's very specific. Let
me look it up right now.
And one dude beats the guy, and the guy looks at him and is like, are you for real? Because he wins with like this much health.
Sure.
He gets up and he throws his controller down on the floor.
Oh.
And then the other guy looks at him as the one dude throws off, and he looks at the guy in the camera, goes like this.
Oh my God.
Ooh, that was the funniest thing I've ever seen on stream. It wasn't funny, but it was also funny.
Yeah, that's great. Oh my gosh. So there's a ton of games. Grand Blue Fantasy versus grand final winner was #BLM DF Tiga. Ultimate Marvel versus Capcom 3, Dragon Ball Fighter Z. We got a ton of different fighting games there that are happening this weekend over there. But there's also something else that's happening that I was aware of, was the Ludwig Smash Invitational that's happening in Las Vegas, Nevada. So there's a popular YouTuber, used to be on Twitch, he's on YouTube now, Ludwig, you may know him, but he's hosting the biggest Smash tournament ever. And I was like, is that real? I don't know if it's real. I tried looking up some articles and stuff if that's like the real deal, but they have people, players all coming from all around the world, even the #1 Smash player, MK Leo. But then something happened where
I am so sorry.
It's all good. Something happened to where he lost his title sponsor at the last minute, and Mr. Beast has offered to sponsor it instead. So we may have Mr. Beast sponsoring the Ludwig Smash Invitational. I'm not good at Smash. I'm not good at fighting games. I'm not the greatest, but they're a lot of fun. I don't know.
Yeah, fighting games have always been peculiar to me because I don't understand why like they're not as big as League of Legends as far as like viewership, tournaments, whatever it is, because it's a very simple concept. Everyone understands how fighting games work.
1v1.
Yes, and you hit the other person until they don't get up no more, or they run out of lives. It's so easy. And I love the fighting game tournament scene because it's just like, even if you don't know the game verbatim, you understand what's going on.
Sure. Big motions, you got a super in there, you got his special moves.
You got the health bar, and when someone wins with this much health, and the other person had this much, you're just like, how'd you fumble the bag?
So hype. But I do know some people that were going to Las Vegas to try and do the Ludwig Smash Invitational. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of brackets. I could have put a bunch of pictures of like all the players. There's so many people that are going to be there in Las Vegas for that. But let us know your thoughts about Smash games. What's your favorite fighting game? Let us know. Send us a super chat or KYN chat to get your message read on the show. But getting into something a little spooky, because we had a lot of
before
news.
We spook it off.
Sure.
What is your favorite fighting game?
I like Tekken. Soul Calibur was a lot of fun just because they had really cool cosmetics, like the way they looked, and really pretty people. I think the one that I played the most was Soul Calibur at the time, because I don't know what it was, like swords and like the colors and stuff like that was super dope. So I played a lot of Soul Calibur. I don't know. What's your favorite one?
Mortal Kombat 3 has a special place in my heart.
Okay. Why that one specifically?
Because it's what I grew up on. And yeah, I play like Street Fighter, whatever it is, but something about Sindel's character sent me. Sindel and Cyrax and that whole Lin Kuei cyborg situation. That was just the coolest thing to me on the planet. Everyone liked Chun-Li. Like you couldn't have the Street Fighter stance, but I really, really, really liked Mortal Kombat 3. And then the franchise in general, I think, is for what it is. I don't think there's any other game like it for a long time. And now, like the blood and the gore and just even the fatalities, I think is really sick, but creative.
They've gotten so intense. There's been so many, and when the new one comes out, it's like, oh, we got to check out their fatalities. It's like, oh, that's gruesome and insane, but so cool.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of news about Resident Evil 4. There's a remake that's coming out. There's a lot of news about the Silent Hill franchise. There's a ton of different games coming out, or a ton of different projects coming out for the Silent Hill franchise. But during the Silent Hill Downfall trailer, there's a secret message that the Reddit user MilkmanEX found.
10 out of 10 name.
MilkmanEX, love that guy. Yep. Secret message when he viewed the video through a spectrogram. So he extracted the audio, and let me show you what it looks like here. He extracted the audio and converted it to an MP3. And when viewing the audio's spectrogram at around 52 seconds in, the secret message appears: whatever heart this town had has now stopped. That's scary. That's wild. And how would you know to do that?
Yeah, I was thinking, like, what? Who would think that's very specific.
But like, we're seeing this a lot in wrestling right now too, right? A lot of like wild little Easter eggs and like little things to keep the audience engaged. Do you like that somebody like a Silent Hill, a big franchise that already has a lot of legs, is trying to do like little things like that? And do you encourage video games to like leave stuff like that in their marketing or video game?
First of all, I'm a punk. I want to go ahead and say that I am scared. I don't like horror games. However, I do love me a good storytelling. I do love me a good storytelling. And I can honestly say that when it comes to the little Easter eggs, me personally, I would not have the foresight to know to look for that. However, finding that there's other people in the community or users or people who like whatever it is, know to, like you said, look through a spectrogram. Who would think of that? But if you do, you're being rewarded for it, which I think is really, 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 really good. It's thoughtful and it gives a lot of replay value. So if you're someone who sees something like a Silent Hill, or like you said with wrestling right now with Bray Wyatt, and you see this in isolation a year from now, and you're like, wow, this is really cool. You're now going to go back because we're living it. We're getting the hype verbatim. Yeah. You're going to go back and it's like, oh, I got to find that. Oh, it gives it so much more life. It gives it the weird, if you will, to go back and like, I didn't notice that. It's scary. I personally won't be playing it because I'm scared. I'm a punk. But I will watch someone like come on YouTube or wherever you are consuming this video. I will definitely watch someone play it. But I think those things in particular really give replay value to games. And If it's good, it's good. Again, who would think of a spectrogram or whatever it was? It's like,
Well,
if you look through a kaleidoscope or your Pokemon Go, then you'll see Tyranitar doing this. I'm here for it, but like, who thinks of that?
Milkman EX, actually. Milkman EX. Thought of that. Let us know what your thoughts are about this secret message in Silent Hill Downfall trailer. Or let us know about all the Silent Hill news. What are your thoughts about that? Send us a super chat or KYN chat. Let us know and help support the show. Something I've been super into, I guess, while you're gone, I filled the Cresta void by playing a ton of Overwatch 2. And I got super addicted. I'm gold 4 on support.
Yes.
Doing pretty good, but there is an exclusive Overwatch 2 Tracer skin that is only available at McDonald's in Australia. So the Tracer Lightning skin is available to anyone who orders a Big Mac, a McChicken, or 10-piece Chicken McNugget combo through the My Meccas app. Available in every McDonald's in Australia until the end of October. This is a skin from the Overwatch 2018 anniversary event. So it's not a new skin, but it is from something from 2018. And we have seen that before, but it's only available in the McDonald's in Australia.
So me eating this Chicken McNugget means nothing.
Did you get the skin? Did you go to Are you in Australia?
No,
you just got the nuggets.
I just got the nuggets, and now for the gag, I put the nugget in my mouth, and now I have to eat it.
I'll talk while you chew, but this is this is an interesting marketing thing. I think we've seen this done before. Like you get like codes or like whenever you buy Pokemon cards, like in the pack of Pokemon cards, there's like a little barcode, you can scan it or something like that. Or they do like QR codes for different things. But it's wild that this is a thing. And Overwatch 2 teamed up with McDonald's to do this thing through the app, I guess, to push people downloading the app. I don't know. What are your thoughts on this?
I've been seeing a lot of marketing from food companies, especially McDonald's. This kind of gives me the whole Travis Scott, the happy Travis Scott meal. And I thought they just did a like an adult Happy Meal that I saw that was trending on Twitter, that the toys inside of this thing were going for like thousands of dollars on eBay. So there is money to be made when it comes to cross promotion, especially things that people eat. A lot of us nerds now are in our 20s, 30s, and maybe even lower 40s. So listen, I'm not judging, because nerds come in all shape, ages, and sizes. But I say that to say they know we got a lot of disposable income. Some of us got kids, some of us don't, but we're still active, wanting to go out, and there's always a McDonald's. So it makes sense. And people have been partnering with League of Legends did a partnership with, I think it was Louis Vuitton or something like that. It was a while ago. Yes,
Balenciaga or something.
Balenciaga, daddy. Yeah. But yeah, they absolutely did. So it doesn't surprise me. It's just like, why only Australia? I mean, yes, if I don't play Overwatch, but I think that character Tracer, her origin is that she's from Australia. I'm not going to do the accent. I apologize to my Australian viewers. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's kind of odd, but then it's kind of cool if they keep going with it. Like if this is the first and only, then maybe it's weird. But like if they do it at the locations where the people come from, that could be cool.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see, and we'll do some Overwatch watch on this
Overwatch
watch on this developing story, because that was just kind of odd. And to promote the McDonald's app, I mean, that's cool. I'm down. But let us know what rank you are in Overwatch 2 and how better I am. Let's see, send a super chat or KYN chat, kynchat.com. No, I'm not good at all. I'm trying really hard. But those are some of the news stories for the week, and we kind of get into our main topic here about the top 5, our personal top 5 horror games that we played, or something that we want to talk about and give you our thoughts about it. Again, this is going to be subjective to me and Cresta, so you may not agree. Let us know if you agree or don't agree, whatever. But it could be different for us tomorrow. This is how we're feeling right now.
Spicy or not spicy.
Spicy or not spicy. We'll let you know here. But I'm curious, because you said you were a scaredy cat. What's your like top 5 horror games, and we'll sort of discuss. We'll go back and forth.
I am not a scaredy cat. I am a stressy, depressy, lemon zesty. So, if I'm being honest with you, my horror games aren't really horror games. So
Okay.
my number one would be the World of Warcraft Halloween events because they were. I don't listen. Don't judge.
No.
me.
I'm not judging you. It's just out of the box, and I'm ready to hear more.
Like when they would have the headless huntman. You would go into a dungeon and you would do like the headless huntman or whatever it was. It's been so long. I'm a recovering World of Warcraft addict. I've kicked the habit, but it was a lot of fun because you would get unique gear. It was just enough kooky and spooky.
Okay.
Under that, I guess does Darkest Dungeon constitute as a scary game?
It can be whatever you want.
Well, Darkest Dungeon, because it's a psychological thriller, because I don't know if my person's going to have a heart attack and die.
Okay. What is Darkest Dungeon?
Darkest Dungeon is a side-scrolling dungeon crawler.
Okay.
But instead of just, there's things that can kill you, and it's a roguelike, so it's perm death. So instead of things that could just kill you, your character can get stressed out from diving in the dungeon. So you go into a dungeon and you see literally Cthulhu. You're going to be like, yo, what am I doing with my life?
Uh-huh.
And the person can get so scared that they could have a heart attack and die. Or they could get so scared that they have a choice to be like, oh, I'm scared. Or they could be like, we didn't come here to die. Buckle up. We're making it out alive. And it's really cool, but you see some shit in there. Like, it's really spooky and scary. And I'm soft. I'm afraid of Boo from Super Mario 3. I'm afraid of Bowser from Super Mario 3. I'm soft.
He makes some scary. He makes some scary faces for sure. Okay, I didn't know about that one. That sounds interesting. I do like more of the psychological horror, and we have some people in the chat right now putting their scary games. But if you want to put right now in the live or in the comments of the YouTube video, what are some of your favorite scary games, and what are your thoughts about that? I'll be pulling them up as I go. But give us some more. Give us some more, Cresta.
Okay, so that was 2. Number 3, I have this game called Oregon Trail, not Oregon. Oregon.
Oh, I know that one. Okay.
I got it randomly from a Humble Bundle, and I interviewed the guys who made the game, Men with Many Hats, many moons ago. That game is so funny. It's the right amount of scary. It plays exactly like Oregon Trail, but it's with zombies. It is the right amount of scary. That's enough for me. That's great.
Okay.
My second to last one is going to be, now I don't play this. I don't play this game. I cannot stress enough that maybe I've played 5 matches in total, but I do enjoy watching some Dead by Daylight. I enjoy watching survivors juke the killers, and I enjoy the killers like, where are you going?
Yeah.
I can't play it because I scream, I cry, I don't like it. And my last game, I played this game against my will, so I'm going to include it in every one of my scary games. I played Outlast, and it was against my will. I'm so scared. Look at all the other things on my list about being scared, and I played Outlast. It was against my will, but that game is spooky.
You played a scary, for sure scary game. So I do want to talk about Dead by Daylight because I didn't put it on my list. But it definitely is scary. It's a lot scarier than it should be, I think. Yes. You don't expect to be as scared because I know when I was playing it, I would be there and just out of the corner, out of nowhere, just I don't know who these characters. I don't know who all these characters are. There's a ton of them.
I don't
scary
know any
characters.
Of the killers. All I know is the joke names. Like the one that scares me the most, Bing Bong. I don't know his.
Yeah. I remember her from that movie. Yeah, Bing Bong, the movie. Yeah, she's a character. Chat, what's the girl's name? I know who you're talking about, where she does
the one with the bell, and they go invisible, and everyone just calls them Bing Bong. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know their name either, so I couldn't correct you. I don't know, but let us know in the chat so we can get the right name for them. But yeah, it's a lot scarier than I think it should have been. Whenever I load up the game, I think I'm gonna have a fun, silly, spooky time. and I'm just there getting jump scared because of
Yeah.
somebody just coming around the corner. I'm like, oh my god, he's right. I'm like, where's the killer? I haven't seen him in a while. And Wraith, thank you, Chaddington,
Thank you.
Barrington. She means the Wraith. There it is. Thank you so much.
You're minding your business doing the generator, and all you hear is bing bong, bing bong.
Right behind you.
Right behind
Yeah.
your head.
And I did have Outlast on my list as well, so I'll talk a little bit about that one. But I'm proud of you. You playing Outlast? That's cool.
I had a friend who came over to my house and was like, "There's this game called Outlast," and I'm like, "Is it scary?" And they told me no, and then they lied.
Oh no!
And they were like, "You can't look too long because then you'll lose sanity. But if you don't look, then they're gonna get you." I'm like, I don't want to play this, but I was already committed. And this is them behind me, like, I'm like, this is horrible. I'm no longer friends with that person.
Because they tricked you into playing Outlast for sure.
Yes, I'm scarred. I'm soft.
So I kind of want to go over my top 5, and I kind of did games. But then some like a franchise, like the first one, number 5. I'm gonna go backwards from what you did. But number 5, the Silent Hill franchise. I think the Silent Hill franchise does great with atmosphere, building a very spooky atmosphere, and with all these remake games that they're announcing and all these new projects they're announcing. I'm super excited to check it out now, because I know if I go back to the other Silent Hill stuff, because the graphics aren't great, I'm not gonna be as immersed in it. But like if they do a remake now, I think in the Silent Hill franchise with any games like that, it'll provide a great ambiance. It looks great, and it will definitely provide some scares. So I'm going to put for number 5, just the Silent Hill franchise in general, just because there's not really one. I know of it. I've played a little bit of some of them, but I can't really pick out like one that I think is good. But that's a franchise you should definitely check out, especially with all the news that came out with all their new projects.
Is Silent Hill the one where someone's daughter or kid got lost up in like this village and there's an asylum or something like that?
Sort of, yeah.
Okay, I'm hip. I know
I'm
things.
hip. I know. This game you might not know, and it's kind of like under the radar, I guess. There's a game called Simulacra, and I died inside many times playing this video game. Simulacra, it's on Steam. But it's kind of innovative where you're looking at somebody's phone the whole time, like it just shows the phone screen, and it's small, like it takes up your screen, but it's like that, and you're trying to figure out things by going through different apps. You go through different apps on people's phones. You can have conversations with people. You can do different things, finding videos and pictures and doing like all this stuff. But as you're playing it, ugly stuff happens. I don't know how to explain it. There's sounds in it that when I'm playing, I thought that was here. Like it sounded distant. Like there was like a knock that was distant. And I was like I'm here. And I'm just like looking. I'm like, did somebody whisper? Like a bunch of that stuff. And there's like it was so, I mean, there's probably clips on Twitch of when I played it a long time ago, but it was so just mind-bending, psychological for me, and you're just going through this person's stuff to try and figure out something. And I definitely recommend it for this time. Even if you play it alone or if you play it on stream, it's a great stream game because it is scary and it will get you jump scared. There's some stuff flashing and things like that. So there's a lot of things going on. Simulacra, all caps. I think there's a second one. Nah, I don't know. But the first one got me. I was like, oh my God. My number 3 was Outlast, because what you said, very scary. The first one was really good. I think I like the first one better than the second one. It has the green when you're looking through a camera. So if you don't know the POV for this one, you don't have anything to attack with. I think that's the most scary. Like you can't attack, right? Like you just have the camera.
Yeah, like you can crouch.
Yeah,
you can do things, but you can't attack. The most you can do is like, please don't get me while I look away. But if I hear you get too close, what am I going? I gotta run. Like, what am I gonna do?
I think those are the scariest ones because, like, in something, you know, in like Dead by Daylight. Well, not Dead by Daylight. You can like put stuff down and get away. But like, I think the scariest games are ones where you don't have like a gun or a knife or anything like that.
There's no way to defend yourself, and it's not even in the interface. Like that's always been my biggest gripe with like Dead by Daylight. There are 4 of us and 1 of that. You mean to tell me we can't jump it? Come on now. Come on now. We put
You
down
can do
totems, so we
something.
clearly got magic. This doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So it's definitely a feeling, a different feeling when you are
Mhm.
helpless.
Yeah.
So Outlast, I think it really captures the way that you feel helpless, and you just have a camera, and most of the time you're looking through the night vision of your camera, and you run out of batteries, like you said. You can't have it up all the time. You have to have batteries for the camera, and you got to put it. You look down, and then you look up, and a lot of that stuff. So I think
Yeah.
Outlast is really good for that. And I like that one better than the second one. Another game for number 2 that I really enjoyed was late. Well, I didn't enjoy it. Uh, that people enjoyed watching me play was Layers of Fear.
I've
It is
heard of this
uh,
game.
it's a psychological horror, sort of puzzles and stuff like that. Following a painter going mad through in an old house, and there's different levels, like there's checkpoints and stuff, and you come back to the main room, but it just continuously deteriorates, and it's all sort of in your mind, and there's things that happen that are not actually happening and things like that. And I couldn't I couldn't tell you what, like, if I played it again today, I'd probably not remember, probably because I'm
Mhm.
repressing it. But I could not get through an hour. I had to do like an hour at a
Oof.
time. I was like, this is a lot. Like, I felt depleted when I finished a
Oof.
level. That, for me personally, and I think if you're looking for something like that, like a psychological horror, that's your thing. Definitely try out Layers of Fear, because at the end I was like, I don't know if I can keep going. I was like, this is a lot. Like, me emotionally, sort of, and me just like getting scared every,
Yeah.
stuff like that. So Layers of Fear is something. uh if you're into that, if you're a masochist, go for it. This is your season. Do it up.
Spooky
um
season.
Spooky season. And my last one is the Resident Evil franchise, specifically Resident Evil 7. Man, the comeback to being scary for the Resident Evil games was so welcomed. I mean, Resident Evil 7 is so spooky when you're in the house and there's a family, and you have to get away from the family, and all this stuff. There's a big story to it, and uh the main character is not the greatest, but you being in the house and the ambiance, like I said with the Silent Hill franchise, the entire ambiance for most of the Resident Evil franchise, especially because I just played Resident Evil 2, the remake. I'm going to play Resident Evil 3, the remake,
Mhm.
next week. Uh, there's a remake of Resident Evil 4. That's just scary. Like, all of them, collectively, there may have been some misses, but collectively, if you can't go wrong with a Resident Evil game. So I put that as my number 1 Resident Evil franchise. Go check it out. There's a ton of new stuff, but 7, really spooky. 8, there's a portion of a boss that is very spooky. Go check it out. So those are
I
our
have
kind
a
of thoughts.
question for you.
Sure.
You did say that when it got back to being spooky, did Resident Evil depart from it and become more of a psychological thriller, or more of a like
No,
a zombie survival horror sort of thing at that point?
it became a lot more action, a lot more
Okay.
action based, because that's what was sort of popping off at the time. So Resident Evil 4 was the first departure from the way they used to have it. Resident Evil 4 is how I got into it, because of that way. Like, you have a camera behind the back, and you have, guns. It's more action, third person based,
Mhm.
and not as scary as the other ones. And then it got more actiony in number 5, and then number 6 got a little out there, and a lot of it lost the plot.
Okay.
And they went just straight up. Resident Evil 6 is kind of wild, and Resident Evil 5 is kind of wild, but in a campy way.
Okay.
um the famous one for Resident Evil 5 is the protagonist has a big boulder, and you keep pressing X, and you punch through the big boulder. And he has big muscles, though. He could do it.
Something something Wesker? Is that the name of the
Yeah.
game?
So yeah, they kind of departed, got more actiony, and then Resident Evil 7 is when they were like, all right, let's go back to the drawing board. Still in the world, but
Uh-huh.
let's go back to scary, psychological. And I was like, oh, this is so good. So yeah.
Some people want to get scared. Some people want to shoot. If you can marry the two, you've got Call of Duty Zombies.
Sure. Let us know your thoughts about scary games, horror games. What are some of the scariest games that you played? What are your thoughts about all the ones that we mentioned? Let us know. Send us a KYN chat, kynchat.com, or a super chat here on YouTube. Click the little medallion or the little money sign there. I'm not too sure which one it is, but let us know your thoughts about scary games and this holiday season. But we are close to the end of the show. And Cresta, do you want to remind them about the question of the day and get that answered?
Ladies and gentlemen, in case you missed it, the question of the day was, what is the title of the first video game to feature zombies? Your multiple choice question was A, Resident Evil, B, Entombed, C, The Evil Dead, or D, Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Again, that is, what is the title of the first video game to feature zombies? A, Resident Evil, B, Entombed, C, The Evil Dead, or D, Zombies Ate My Neighbors. And drum roll, please. The answer is B, Entombed. According to the Guinness World Book of Records, the first video game with zombies was Entombed, released for the Atari 2600 by U.S. Games in 1982. The player stars as an archaeologist as they navigate a vertically scrolling maze or catacombs, trying to avoid zombies or getting caught in a dead end. The game predates Mike Edwards' isometric dungeon crawler Zombies, released by Bram Software for the Atari 800 in 1983.
Wow.
Come on, you learned something today. Come on now.
I cannot tell you that I knew about Entombed at all. So yes, I did learn. That looked really cute though.
I did not know about Entombed either. And doing this, I had to really narrow down the questions. I was like, what was the first horror game? I got 50 answers. Because
yeah,
they're like, so what constitutes as a game? You mean on the video game medium? Do you mean this? So I'm like, okay, let's zombies, spooky, scary. Yeah. So this one had a definite answer. And even this answer, it was like, well, this game came out first, but there were dates. And this was the earliest date of zombies. So
cool.
The argument is that these zombies in this game don't act like the zombies that we know and what we classically call as zombies. But for the sake of the argument of, there's zombies in this.
Very cool. So here on Gaming Gone Weird, you learn something new every episode. Make sure to hit that like button on this YouTube video. It would help us out getting people to watch and check out live, but also checking out the other shows. I mean, I think I saw John Alba's here on this channel. Oh my God. We have so many different news or shows that are coming out on this channel. Know your news. So go check it out. Hit that subscribe button. And we are here every Saturday. But during the week, Cresta, where can they find you?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you can find me over on Fightful, youtube.com/Fightful every Thursday with Joel Pearl. We will be discussing everything that happens on Impact Wrestling. I am there every Thursday. And every other day of the week, you can find me on twitch.tv/Cresta Starr. I cover wrestling. I play video games, not scary ones, as we clearly see that I'm a punk. And you can find me on Twitter at Cresta the Star. If you want some premium memes. Where can they find you, the lovely, illustrious Jules the Human? Not to be confused with Jules the Android.
True. I can confirm Cresta has some premium memes on Twitter and TikTok for sure. But I'm Jules the Human, Jules, the human, as you see it down there. I stream on Twitch like 4 days a week. I have a YouTube channel, Instagram, all Jules the Human. Just Google me, Jules the Human, no spaces, and you can see all the cool stuff that I'm doing, mainly playing video games. And like I said, I'm playing Resident Evil 3 next week. I'm going to start that up. My first time playing Resident Evil 3 Remake, so I'm going to be doing that next week. But for us both, you can see us every Saturday here on the Know Your News channel, Gaming Gone Weird, every Saturday at whatever time you're watching. That's when we go live, and make sure to come back every week for your weird news to keep up to date and talk about all the crazy stuff that happens in the gaming world. But Cresta, Jules, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much for being here.